Assalamu alaikum. In this video we are going to texture this oven model in Substance Painter, and while texturing we will learn the basics of Substance Painter, and definitely we will not cover the complete software, but at least we will know how we can texture any 3D model. So this is a oven, and if you want to learn about modeling the oven and other kitchen probes or kitchen and also Pakistani street environment, then I have created a complete course at Incern, and I will publish that course after Eid, and you can actually see that course. Definitely follow that course, and in that course definitely you will learn the complete modeling techniques from scratch, and definitely we will learn Blender, Substance Painter, and then we will export our model to Unity game engine, and we will also publish that models to Unity asset store in that specific course. So now the thing is that we are going to export this model for Substance Painter, and the important thing is that your model should be like this. You can see that I have separated the model in different parts, so it is easy now to texture it in Substance Painter. Okay, so separate parts, so it is always good. And now the other thing which is important is that you should check the face orientation. It is very important. If your model has blue color, then it is good, but if you found some red color at certain place, like you can see here we have some, and which is not actually very visible, but if you find that color on some visible place, you can just select that. You can press tab to edit, and then you can just select your relevant section, and you can press shift N to set the normals. So it will fix your normals, and then you are good to go. In our case we have a fine collection, so there will not face any issue hopefully. And the other important thing is that we should add a material to our objects. Okay, so what we will do, we will just select any object and we will add a material. Here you can see I already have added a material. Then you will select that object, and then you can press shift and you can select all the objects, and you can press Ctrl L and you can link the materials. Okay, I already have linked the materials, and the same material is applied to all the model. Now we will go to the UV editing tab, which is also very important, and we will select our model. We will just select everything by A, then we will go to tab, and we will select everything, and then we will press U, and we will click on Smart UV project and OK. So it will create our UVs. Okay, so these steps are very important before export, and then we will just go to File, Export, FBX, and then we will find our folder where you want to export it, and in our case we will just go to oven, and we will just export our FBX, mesh, and active collection and visible objects. We will export it, and now we are ready to go. I will just close the Blender, we don't need it at all. We will just open the Substance Painter, File, New, and we will select our model. So here is our model, just select it, and we will just click on OK. Now our model is in Substance Painter. We can press Alt, left mouse click, and drag to just orbit it. We can scroll we can zoom in, zoom out. With shift right click we can change the lighting. With Alt and middle mouse button we can pan, but unfortunately middle button click not working, so you can try it. So now before doing anything else, we will just go to the texture settings, and we will just select the resolution here. So if you want a higher resolution, you can choose 4096 according to your computer system. I will just choose 2048, and then we will just click on bake mesh maps, and here you can see output size. We can choose the output size, and then we will just click on bake selected textures. It will take some seconds, and after that we will see if we don't have any issues, we can texture our model. So let's wait for some seconds. Okay, so now our model is ready to texture, and you can see we don't have any issue at all, and that's beautiful. Now we can just delete this layer which is by default added. I will just delete it, and we are good to go. So now in a substance painter, we can actually fill different colors to our model, and let's start. Here you can see we have a layers panel. Inside layer panel we have this paint tool. We can click on this, and it will add a fill layer to our model. So here is our first fill layer. We can just rename it as a base color. This will be our base color, and here you can see we have a properties. You can see we have different properties for the base color. We can click here, and then we can choose the desired color. Here you can see like this. Okay, so I will just choose the some yellowish type color, a little like this maybe. Okay, this looks good. Also we will add some metallicness to our model, so I will just add 0.55 on this match. Metallicness is good. We will also decrease the roughness to something like 2.2 0.25 is good, and then you can see that we have a base color. We can also go here, and we'll click on this camera. We'll go to panorama, and here you can see we have a bus garage environment. This will add a background environment, and it will give us better reflections. By shift and right click, drag, change the lighting, and you can see your model in a better view. Okay, and here we go. So this is our base color, and now we will add some more variation. This base color, actually we don't want to add this base color to all the model, because we will have different colors on buttons, on this area, also on this handle, the bottom, and also the back. So we will apply this base color to certain areas only. So how we will do that? We can just click here. If we will click here, we can uncheck the other sections. So now the color will be applied to only to that sections, not these sections which we have selected. The other way is to right click here, just click on exclude all, and it will exclude everything, and we can choose the specific sections to apply that color. Okay, so these are both ways, and we will actually create a folder before doing this, and I will show you that why we need that folder. It will give us better results, hopefully. So I will show you why we will create it. So before doing anything, we will just right click here, include all, so it will include all the object. Then we will create a folder over here, and in this folder we will just rename this folder to the base metal yellow color. okay, and inside this we will just add this base color. So now what will happen, that whenever we will add some other layer, for example let's add a fill layer, it will be only applicable to the selected parts. So before doing anything else, we will just select the part of this model for this main folder. So we'll click here and exclude all, and then we will choose this section, this section, this section, this section, and this section. So these are the main sections which we need to have this yellow base color. Okay, so that's beautiful. We will also save our project so that if we lose anything, we should have the backup. So O1, save it, and now you can see that we have a nice base color. So now we will add some more variations. So what is the purpose of this folder? If we add any fill layer here, you can see that if we add any color, you can see that this fill layer is outside the folder and the color is applied to whole model. If we add this layer under this folder, you can see that this is only applicable to the certain areas. So this is the purpose of the folder, and it has a very actually very important factor here. So now we will move further and we will add some more effects to our model. So we need a edge damage type effect. So we will just click here to add another fill layer. We will just rename this fill layer to edge damage, or any other name you can add. And for this layer we will actually add a black mask for this layer. So black mask is a mask by which we can blend different layers. Okay, so for this main layer we will before adding a edge mask for the main layer, you can see the base color. We can add the base color. I will just make it a little bit grayish, light gray, and then the metallicness we will add the full metallicness, and for the roughness we will add 0.25 something. Okay, so now you can see metallicness is added. Now we will just go here and add a black mask. So now black mask is added, and black mask now the colors are actually blend, and now we can add some more effects. So here for the edge damage, we can click here and we can add a fill layer. Okay, add a fill layer. So by this fill layer have different properties. So we just click on this section, grayscale, and we can add certain effects over here. But also we can add the generators as well. So for here if we just close this, we can select the edge damage and we can click here and we can add generators as well. So by this generator we can add certain effects. Here you can see we have a lot of effects here, like for example if we add this effect, you can see a certain effect on your. Okay, so we can add these effects from here as well, and I will just close it. And we also have some options here in the bottom. So if we go to the smart masks, you will see a lot of options over here, and we can add any effect here. Okay, you can see we have added this. Some effects are very visible, some effects not visible. So in this case you can see this type of effect on oven. So for our purpose we will add a effect, paint old effect. It will be good. So let's add it, and you can see that we have a nice effect on our oven. Okay, although it's not very visible, so although you can see the edges and we have a very nice effect, but we can change the things for this effect. So we select the mask, you can see we have the global balance, we can change the global balance, and you can see that it increases the effect. We can decrease the global balance as well. We can just make it 0 as well. So I will just keep it 0.4 maybe, and you can see it has a nice effect. And here we have a global contrast, so we can actually increase the contrast and it will have sharp result. Okay, and I will just keep it 0.8 maybe, and for the global balance I will just keep it 0.35. I think 0.4 is fine. 0.4 is good. And then we have other effects. You can play with these settings and you can get your desired results. Okay, so now you can see that we have added this main effect, but we can actually manually add the variations to our model as well. For example, if you have a reference image and it has certain damage effect over here or over here, you can do that as well. So for that purpose we can add another layer, add paint, and by add paint we can actually paint our model. You can see a brush, and if we click and drag, you can see we can add the color variation. If we press X and then if we brush, we can delete that variation. Okay, so by default our brush style is not very good, so we can change the brush style. So we can go to brushes. Here we have a lot of brushes. We can find out the dirt brush, and we have different dirt brushes. If I will select this brush, you can see we have nice brush. We can press Control and then right click drag. We can change the hardness and size of the brush. Okay, so now if we with use of this brush we can just paint like this, and you can see that the paint we are removing the damage effect. If we press X, we can add that damage effect again. Okay, I will just make the size smaller. I will just change the brush, and then we can add the effect like this. Okay, so for example, if our reference model has effect here near the button, we can add it like this, and you can see we have a nice effect over here. Okay, you can change the size, or if you want to change the hardness, you can press Control, right click, and you can increase the hardness or decrease the hardness. Okay, so you can just paint it like this. So in this way you can add different variations, and you can add the damage effect to your desired sections as well. Okay, so that's nice. So basic effect is good, and I will just add, because the upper part of stove will be the oven. The stove section should be a little bit dirty because it has a lot of use. Just add some variations over here. Okay, so now also to this area a little bit. Okay, so now we can add some more variations, some roughness, etc., and I will just change the light by shift right click. You can see the results. Okay, and by changing light you can analyze your model as well. So I think yeah, this placement is good. Okay, so now we can add one more layer. Here we will click add a new layer. I will just rename it to roughness, and we will add some roughness to our model. So we'll just uncheck the color, metal, height, and this thing. We will just keep roughness 2.24 maybe, sorry, 0.24. 2 4, and now you can see our roughness is added. And also we will just click here and we will add a black mask to this roughness so that we can blend these shapes. And now you can see that we can add a fill layer to this roughness. So now the fill layer is added, and we can actually click here and we can add certain effect. So I will just find out the grunge maps, and you can see that we have different styles of grunge maps. I will just add the first one, and when we added the first one, you can see we have a little effect over here if you will analyze. Yeah, okay. So you can see the balance. We increase the balance, you can see the effect gone. If we decrease the balance, it it's not very visible, but you can see that it has there. Okay, so I will just keep it 0.5. Also the contrast, we can play with contrast, and I will just make it 0.3 maybe. And now if you want to see it in proper way, you can go to main layer, and if you change the roughness, you can see the effect here. Okay, you can see the grunge effect like this, but definitely we don't need this much effect over here, so we'll just keep it 0.35 maybe, and very little effect we need actually. Okay, so in this way we can add different effects to our model and move further to add some more effects. Okay, so similarly we can add the color masks as well for more realism. So here you can see that we can add a new fill layer, and we can name it color variation or mask, whatever you want, and then we can choose a color. But before that we will just disable all except color, and then we can choose the color. So here we go. So I will just choose a darker color, maybe, yeah, maybe like this. And then after choosing the color, we will just add a mask, black mask. We will add a fill layer. We will go here and add another grunge map, and you can see this type of effect, which is quite good, but definitely very much visible. You can play with balance and contrast, etc. Okay, but I will just keep it contrast low. And for this map, we will just change the opacity to something small. So I will just use opacity around 15 maybe, very low. I think 20 will be good. Okay, and yeah, that's good. Similarly, we can duplicate this layer, and we can go to the base color, and we can choose some dark like this, and then we will just go here, and for the map we can change the map, something maybe this one, and that's good. If we hide these layers, you will see the thing, the result. And if we enable this, you can see that we have added the more realism to our model. Okay, so it's good now. We have the base yellow layer for the main body. That is good. Now we will add some colors to other sections. Definitely we can duplicate this folder as well. So if we right click, if we copy Okay, if we select this and if we copy the layers, Control C, and then we will press Control V, and it will duplicate everything, and then we'll just, you can see that both layers are using the 5 channel. I will just exclude all, and then only one layer is used for this main body, and for this I will just rename it to back, and then we can just select the back, which is this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one, and this, these sections that are the back steel sections. And now we will just extend it. We will just go to the base color. I will just click here. We will just select the white, but not too white, just steel color, okay, a little bit grayish type. And then for the metallicness, we will increase the metallicness to something like 0.9, and for roughness we will decrease the roughness to something like 0.1 maybe, okay, and it will give us the steel effect. But the base color, I think that should be a little bit whiter, and we don't need, for this layer we don't need this thing, the color variation we don't need this mask as well, we don't need the roughness, color value we don't need color variation, we don't need roughness. Edge damage is good, I think, because our steel will have some edge damage effect as well. It will look good, realistic, and that's good. Similarly, we can actually texture the other parts as well, but for now I will what we will do is that we will just use the smart materials. You can use your own textures in Substance Painter as well. So for example, for this I will show you how we can use our own texture. So let's go to the Google, and we will just go to certain texture website. You can go to Polyhaven or City Bookcase, etc., and here we will find out wood, and here you can see we have a lot of wood textures. So this wood texture is good, and I will just download it. Okay, just download, and now we will just move here, and let's add color for this glass. Okay, so for the glass we can add the we can actually add the folder, or directly we can add the fill layer. Just add the fill layer, and this fill layer will be outside these folders. Okay, and we'll just name it glass. I'll just click here, I'll just make it black but not too black, and then we will just make the metallicness 0 and roughness 0 as well. Okay, when we will add roughness 0, you can see that it has a nice reflection. If the metallicness is also 0, then it will give us a nice. Okay, so now definitely we don't need it on all the objects. Exclude all only this glass. and now we have the beautiful glass over here. We can add the mask on this glass. So yeah, so I think we should create a folder as well for the glass, and we'll add a glass over here. Then we will add a fill layer, and for this fill layer we will add roughness. We will add a black mask, and here in the mask sections we will find dirt, and you can see we have dust, dirty, and some other masks. So you can definitely try different masks. So yeah, you can see it looks good, and we'll just select the mask, and we have the global balance. Let's make it small. Yeah, it looks good now. Okay, and definitely you can play with the other effects as well, like contrast, and I think if the global contrast should be in between, global balance should be more, and if we decrease the contrast, no, I think the global balance should be small. Okay, so in this way you can add a different variation to your glass as well. So in the meanwhile we have downloaded the textures, so you will learn how we can add our own textures as well. So open the folder, right click, 7-zip and extract. So now we'll just open this. We only need normal, and we only need the roughness and basic. Drag drop it in Substance Painter. Okay, so before drag drop I think we will just select the bottom. So I will just go here. Okay, and for the bottom we want to enter. Okay, so what we can do, we can add a fill layer again, and for this fill layer you can see base color and other things. So now what we can do, we can import the relevant textures. So let's bring these textures into Substance Painter. We will select all the textures like this with the left mouse click, drag, click here and select the texture, and then here you can select project O1 or current session or shelf. So I will just select project O1, import, and now you can see our textures are imported. We'll select the base color and add to the base color. We will select the normal. Okay, if you have hide maps and metallic maps, you can add that as well. For now we have a nice bottom texture, and definitely we don't need it on all. Exclude all except this, and now we have a nice texture over here. Okay, definitely we don't want it to be more metallic, so for this texture we can add actually the roughness variations if we want, but I think for now by default it is good. We will just keep it like this. Okay, and now we will move further and we will add some steel materials to these top sections. So for these tops we will just go to the smart materials and we will search for steel. Here you will see a lot of steel materials, and we can use any. So I think this one will look good, and we will just right click, exclude all except these parts. Okay, so nice. This one as well. So nice. Now we have a nice steel gun painted as well, and it has the effects as well. Okay, definitely you can add more variations, but you can see it has already some effects which we want. Okay, so now for the handle we need another steel material, so we can add this steel to it, or if you want white steel is also good. So I will try this one. Maybe it look good. Yeah, it look good actually. And right click, exclude all except this. Yeah, beautiful. And now we will add some color to these buttons, and we can add some steel colors in the, or we can add the plastic colors as well. Maybe I think steel will be good. And for the buttons, let's try this one. Yeah, this look good. Exclude all except the buttons, and now we have our oven ready. So you can see that we have used the basic techniques, and we have colored, textured our oven within some minutes, and we have a nice results for this oven. So let's see how we can move this oven to Unity. So we'll go to File, we'll just go to Export Mesh, and then we can export the mesh, export. Then you can choose the place where you want to actually export the mesh. So I will just select the oven, and here I will create another folder, and I will name it oven, and we will save it. We also need textures, file, export textures, and then here you can see that we have certain pre-made defined channels. So you'll find out Unity. You can export it for Unreal Engine, Unity HD, Unity Universal Render Pipeline. Standard pipeline is not there, so no worries. We can just use Unity Universal Render Pipeline. If you want all the channels, if you want normal, metallic, and height, maps, everything, then you can create your own custom channel as well. For now, Unity Universal Render Pipeline is good. We will just export it, and now our texture is also exported. We'll just click here, and these three maps we will find: normal, metallic, and base. We'll just copy it, go to oven, and oven, and we will add here the maps. So this is our asset now for Unity, which we can import it to Unity, and that will be hopefully our desired model. So let's see how we will import it to Unity. Okay, inside Unity, importing is very easy. You can just import the whole folder with a model and texture. So let's add it here, and we will just open the model. We'll drag drop the model over here, Okay, so it is in the 0, 0, 0 axis, and not important, you can drag it anywhere else. And now we will add the textures. So I will just right click, just go to prefab, unpack prefab. We'll just drag drop any texture anywhere on the model. We'll select that section. Okay, here you can see different sections. So we have chose this section. Here the material is added. So we'll, in the metallic channel, we will add the metallic map, and in the normal map we will add the normal map. And everything will be done hopefully. And the thing is that we don't need to add the metallic or rough separately, the metallic and normal maps. It will add it automatically. Okay, so I will show you. So I'll just add everything in place, and then we will just recheck everything. So okay, what happened? Okay, maybe the back one, yeah, now it's good. If you found any issues with the texture import, although we don't have any issue at all, then you can create texture material within Unity as well. For example, this type of steel material is very easy to create inside Unity. So here you can see that our materials are added nicely, and we'll just add the materials to remaining factors sections. And yeah, okay, so here you can see that we have a nice textures, beautiful textures over here, and the model looks really good. And that is Substance Painter. And in Unity you can see that everything is in place. You can see even the of the mirror as well, this glass as well. Okay, you can see everything is in place. No need to add any extra settings in Unity. So that's it for this video. Goodbye.